Hello.
Hello, this is Mr and MrsVEE.
Yes, and we are happy to be here today. We are happy to
Yes.
be doing this. So we are answering some of the questions
Yeah.
that we received in the last Ask Mr.
Ask
and
Mr.
Mrs.
and
V.
Mrs. V. And we just thought it wise to answer those questions again as a
Yeah,
sit-down video.
yes. And the question we have for today is this: what does a healthy friendship look like with the opposite sex?
What does a healthy friendship look like with the opposite sex?
So I guess the person is asking that, is it possible to have a healthy friendship with the opposite sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think to answer that, first of all, we need to know what a healthy friendship is. All right. Then before we now consider whether with the opposite sex or with the same sex. So just to be sure we lay the right foundations, I would like to give some definitions for healthy friendship. Healthy friendship is a friendship where you honor God and you honor one another. You honor God if your relationship is bringing you closer to God. If your relationship does not make you violate God's word and His plans for you, all right, and you honor one another if there's mutual respect and dignity for one another. If there's abuse in the relationship, then it is not a healthy relationship. All right, a healthy friendship is a commitment to seek the highest good of another person, and it's mutual.
Yeah.
All right, you are seeking the highest good of the other person, and you are also sure, all right, that this person is also committed to your highest good. All right, Miles Moron would define a friend as someone that is committed to help you achieve your goals in life. All right. Yeah, do you agree with that?
Of course it is. And it even brings us back to what love is. That means
Yes.
you have to love the person you call a friend,
Yeah,
and in
yeah.
loving that person you're seeking the highest good of
Yes,
that person.
yes.
Yeah.
But when we now talk about, with the opposite sex, all right, that brings two things into perspective. We want to talk about having a clear definition of the friendship and
Yeah.
also having a clear boundary for the friendship. I believe that a lot of times, when they ask people, "Are you guys in a relationship?" they say that it's complicated.
If it's complicated,
Then there's no definition to it. All right. And also, for it to be healthy, really, there has to be boundary. All right. So, what does it mean to define your relationship?
yeah.
All right. To define your relationship means to know what exactly you are doing in that relationship. All right. If the guy is calling, or the lady is close to you, all right, and people assume that there's something between both of you, all right, what definition have you given to it?
Yeah.
All right, you can assume there's nothing really, all right, while the other person may
Think there is
think there's something, and the two of you may actually probably think there's nothing. Meanwhile, in your
People
heart,
watching.
people watching also feel there's something. All right, so to define your relationship, all right, or the friendship, you have to know the mission, what brought you two together. Many times, official things bring people together, and when you put like the positive and the negative, when you put them together, all right, unless there is a boundary between them, charges are going to
True.
pass across.
True.
So it's normal, all right. So
So imagine the man is the positive charge or the woman is the positive charge. Either ways, you
yeah,
know. So if there are no boundaries and you come together, there will be
Yeah.
emotional charges.
yeah, and it's important, to just understand that you cannot relate with the way a lady relates to a lady is not the same way a lady relates to a
In
man.
fact, the way they think, the way
Is
the man and the
different.
woman thinks is different. Totally different.
Yes. So, for instance, as a man, you can probably pull off your shirt and be talking to your male friends and all that, and all will be fine. All right, but if you are doing it to a lady, you are probably passing a different message, to her. All right, in all modesty and honesty, all right, she might renew her mind, but a picture is already being deposited,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but coming back to the
Boundaries.
definition, all right, we're talking about your mission, what brought you together. Sometimes you have a neighbor, all right, that something else brought you together. Maybe you are working together, and because you are not careful to understand that we are on a mission, all right, you allow the relationship to live without definition to leave the scope of what it is. And many times it's not even as if one party proposed to the other. All right, but because the mission has gone beyond what it is meant to be. All right, different interpretation or different chemical reactions start taking place within it. All right, so I feel that immediately you see that this thing is getting beyond the mission. Maybe you are in the choir singing together, you know that the scope of that is well defined. All right, but immediately you see that the intimacy is going beyond what is expected for the mission. All right, maybe the first call you have in the morning is the brother. The last call is asking you, what did you eat, what did you like, and it's happening every day. All right, that is no longer the conventional mission. All right, so immediately the mission is changing. All right, then you know that there has to be clearer definition. Another way you can define it is also by your values. All right, things bring people together. All right, so you know that for instance, if we share our Christian faith, all right, those are values that bring us together. All right, and if you know that you share some other things, those are values that bring you together. Another way you can define it again is by your vision. All right, if you know that you and someone are going in a particular direction, maybe you are business partners, for instance, then that is a common vision that you share. And immediately, the other forms of attraction enters into the equation. All right, without boundaries being defined, the friendship become compromised.
And then you lose focus of even the vision.
Exactly. So those are three ways I believe that you can define your friendship. Then coming to, okay, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I wanted to ask that. So how do we now create that balance, that emotional balance?
Yes.
For instance, as friends, you have to be there for each other, right?
Yes.
You'll be there for each other, probably when you need help and some things. And what if you need to be there for the other person emotionally?
Exactly.
And once emotions come in, it's very dicey.
The equation changes.
Yeah. So to what extent can one give emotional support in a platonic friendship, especially with the opposite sex?
All right. So I would say that it is about understanding how to draw boundaries. All right. Every relationship has a safe zone of emotional provision that you can give to the person. But immediately you see that this is already becoming an emotional dependency. Let's say that anytime this person is in need, all right, the opposite sex, at any time of the day, all right, or at any time of the night. All right, now I know there may be special times, maybe where there's emergency and all that, I call you probably in the night. All right, but just picking up the phone and probably coming up to my place at any time of the day, or calling me at any time of the night, to gist and find out certain things. Those are between the opposite sex. With frequency of this, it opens the door for emotional connection. All right, if you are in a relationship, there's nothing wrong with this, especially probably if there's no physical connection there. But if you're not in a relationship and you're just friends, and you are opening the door for these kind of emotional reactions, it is boundaries undefined.
I get you.
And when boundaries are undefined, it has consequences. All right. One of the consequences is that someone will probably get hurt. It's either you start a relationship before you are ready for it, or someone that doesn't have the intention of being in the relationship eventually enters into the relationship while the other person denies it. That is merely.
But, so the thing is, could we say that's one of the things that is happening to people where, they are friends, right? Two people are friends. The lady is feeling like, well, this is beyond friendship. Maybe a relationship has started. The guy is not seeing it that way. and then all of a sudden the lady receives an invite, or the guy now tells the lady that he is engaged, and stuff like that.
Exactly. I believe that's what is happening.
So one person is oblivious of what's on the mind of the other person, and living in this imaginary world, like we are together. But in the real sense, the person is not seeing that we are together.
Exactly. And looking back at our definition of a healthy friendship, that they are both committed to the highest good of the other person. All right. So I think if we should focus on that, all right, immediately you see that someone is emotionally depending on you, you can already sense that this is danger. This person may get hurt. All right. Because it's not possible, all right, for you to see a relationship heading towards that direction and you won't know. All right, immediately the person start calling, there will be a red alarm somewhere that is ringing.
Especially for ladies.
Yeah, either for the ladies, even for guys too.
Guys don't pick it up on time.
Sometimes they pick it up, but they are enjoying it. Even the ladies may be enjoying it. They are enjoying the attention, and probably they are hoping that it will graduate, but they don't want to force the person to say it. All right, so that silence is actually dangerous. So I would just like to add this on boundaries. Boundaries are important. Boundaries protect friendship. Any friendship where there's no boundary, you may think that we are open to ourselves, we can do anything at any time, but the truth is, because there's no boundary, there's no trust that is earned. And because there's no trust that is earned, any opportunity for suspicion or intrusion by an invader, all right, it creates crisis, all right, which can even happen in marriages now. Marriages that have not, drawn boundaries either between themselves or between themselves and outside world in terms of the opposite sex. So it is important even to have healthy friendship, to have clear boundaries.
So in other words, healthy friendship, seek the highest good of others, have clear boundaries,
respected boundaries,
have clear respected boundaries, and
clear definitions.
Clear definition.
So if the relationship is complicated, it is not a healthy friendship. Go and define it. And if your boundaries are not respected, you see the guy can touch you anywhere and he said he's not in a relationship with you, right, then it's not a healthy friendship.
I think that is well answered and very detailed. Thank you so much. So thank you for watching this video. We hope you enjoyed it.
And if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comment section.
This will actually help us reach more people through this YouTube channel.
All right. Don't forget, love is light. When you're walking in love, you're walking in light. So keep spreading love. Bye. See you in the next video.